Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my most complimented fragrances. I find it really interesting to know what people's most complimented fragrances are because, you could smell good, but you smell really good if you get a compliment because, you need someone to have the balls to say something. So I'm just going to get straight into it. These are in no particular order, but I will mention there's a couple here where I get it's like a whole nother level of compliments. So I'll mention those when I get to them. Starting at number one, I'm just gonna get this out of the way because I feel like everyone already figures this is one of them, This is Baccarat Rouge 540. This is natural toasted cotton candy with amber and woody notes. When you roast marshmallows over the fire, it gets that outer coating that you can literally pull off and eat. It has that kind of quality to it. Not with marshmallows though. It's like a raw sugar cotton candy element, but it's roasted and toasted in that way. Delectable. This is a very heavy fragrance while being super light. Heavy because of that sweetness, it is strong, but super light because it has this airy, cloud-like quality to it. Absolutely fills a room, and I get compliments like crazy with this. This is one of my top most complimented fragrances. I actually get people all the time asking me if I'm wearing Ariana Grande Cloud, which low-key bothers me. There's nothing wrong with Cloud whatsoever. It's an amazing fragrance. I really recommend it. It's just that I'm now I spent a little bit more than that. So honestly, if you want this kind of effect, just get Ariana Grande Cloud. Then we have Tom Ford's Jasmin Rouge. This is class and elegance in a bottle. This is the kind of jasmine I love. This is a very realistic, fresh, crisp, perfectly white jasmine. This smells like the color white to me. This is also one that gets an insane amount of compliments. People tell me I smell super fresh but really classy and elevated, and it's the best floral that they've ever smelled. Growing up in my childhood home, we had a wall full of jasmine, and when that would bloom, this reminds me of that. I get this fresh spicy zing to it from the ginger, bergamot, cardamom, and pepper, and then I definitely pick up the amber and woody notes in the base, but this is predominantly a jasmine bomb. This is by far the best jasmine fragrance I've ever smelled. Also, my boyfriend's mom smells a different fragrance on me every day. Doesn't say a word. She never compliments me, ever. But I wore this and she complimented me. She walked down and she's like, "Oh, it smells really good in here." And I'm like, "Thank you." Finally. Then we have Prada La Femme. This has beeswax in it, which is super unique. You get a little bit of that honey and vanilla to sweeten it up. And then it has predominantly yellow florals with frangipani and ylang ylang, as well as tuberose. So it's a floral dominant fragrance. And I find that yellow florals can get cloying pretty quickly because they are more dense, more creamy, more tropical. But you don't get that kind of effect with this. It somehow smells a little bit clean, not in a soapy laundry way whatsoever. This is a very unique scent. It really stands out amongst women's designer fragrances. It smells classy. It smells like you have your life together, You're mature, you have, your life in order, you know what you're doing, you know where you're headed. You're a little modest, you dress really nice. You wear a lot of neutrals, but you like to stack up on the gold jewelry. Then we have the best vanilla in the freaking world, Guerlain's Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This People, I hear all the time, they tell me I smell like vanilla ice cream, which is interesting because there's incense, amber, and woody notes in here, but predominantly people will get that vanilla. Those other notes really just give it that little bit of a twist, like a little bit to make it so addictive and intriguing, and it makes it not a basic vanilla, like in the slightest. It's the purest form of vanilla extract with like a side of vanilla bean ice cream. And who doesn't love a vanilla? I feel like a vanilla fragrance will always get you compliments. Next, we have Viktor and Rolf's, do I even need to say? You know, it's Flowerbomb. Such a popular and iconic fragrance. This gets me compliments like crazy. I walk in with this and people are like, Anna, you always smell so good. This is like a sweet lover's dream. This is so sweet. If you don't like sweet fragrances, like don't go for this. This should be called like Sweet Bomb rather than Flower Bomb. I mean, Flower Bomb sounds better. I actually had no interest in trying this for the longest time simply because it was called Flower Bomb. I'm not a person that's like super into floral heavy fragrances, but I was watching a Kathleen Lights video and she was talking about this fragrance and she's like, don't be scared that it's called Flower Bomb. Give it a try because it's more sweet than it is floral. 100% agree. This is such a unique scent, and I feel like, you know, now people will say, oh, it's not a unique scent because it's a very loved designer fragrance, but just because it's very popular doesn't mean it doesn't smell unique. Like, you know, when you smell Flower Bomb, that's Flower Bomb. It's really difficult for me to pick up notes in this because it's just a beautiful blend of sweet florals and patchouli. I think that tea note helps to make it just a little bit more unique. It really has a sparkling, uplifting quality about it. You will smell like a full-on girly girl when you wear this. Like, smelling this makes me think of the color pink. It also smells young to me, like someone in high school through their 30s, I would say. This is like most appropriate for wear whatever you want at whatever age. It's just like fitting it into a category. Then we have Armani Code Satin. Try to get your hands on this before it's completely gone, okay? Search Mercari like a fiend because it's so damn good. Vanilla, cacao, praline. Intrigued, but it's not too sweet of a fragrance, you know? Like, you hear those notes and you're like, candy shop? This is the best Armani Code there is, point blank. You could not convince me otherwise. This one has character and it's addicting. I literally have a backup bottle of this. It has a lot of jasmine in here, and then you get patchouli and ginger to give it like this kick. This is so damn cozy. This is like fall, winter in a bottle. Like a sweater, a beanie, a scarf. You're hanging out with the people you love most. This is a fragrance to reach for when you want a gourmand, but you also want to smell classy at the same time. Those two don't always go hand in hand because classy fragrances tend to go like a whole different route from gourmand. Because gourmands are more like, you smell like a snack. You smell amazing. I want to cuddle with you. Like, I want to be close to you. And then classy is like, you are put together. You are elegant. And this just perfectly marries those two elements. Then we have Guerlain's Gourmand Coquin. Oh my gosh, it gets me every single damn time. One of my ultimate top favorites of my collection. Like, holy shit, this is another level of good. This is the best chocolate fragrance ever. I'm like a little kid in a candy store, I swear. But it doesn't smell like candy. Like, let me straighten that out real quick. You can tell this is a fragrance. It doesn't smell like you have chocolate all over you. It's a chocolate bomb. It's chocolate dominant, but there's rum, there's spices, there's vanilla. Oh man, the rum and the spices like give it that intrigue. And then the chocolate is like a powdered chocolate as well as the dark chocolate. You literally have the two notes both in there, and you can smell them both separately. So the sweetness that you get from it is from the vanilla. It's not like a sweetened milk chocolate, which I prefer because I feel like if it were to go in the milk chocolate direction, then it would smell like full-on food. But because it has dark chocolate, it's like a little mysterious, a little intrigue. When people compliment me on this, like they can't shut up. I don't want them to. They will tell me multiple times in the day, wow, you smell so good. Like you can't not compliment with this fragrance. You can't not. And although this is discontinued, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so rude. It's disrespectful. There are dupes out there for this, so that's why I'm still mentioning it. One of my favorites in my entire collection, and it gets me shit ton of compliments. Next up is Chloe Nomade Absolu. I've actually been getting a lot of compliments on this one, like particularly right now. I think it's because it's been so hot lately, and this is like a nice citrusy fragrance. This is my recommendation for the people who love fragrances that smell like perfumes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like Chanel vibes. It's classy, it's feminine, it's elevated. This is for that kind of person, but it's not boring. It's different, it is good. This has Mirabelle plum in it, which I get the rind of that. Like I get that really zesty citrus like spark. A huge blast of oak moss, which you might think like, why would I want to smell mossy? But it's not like that. It's not like a damp, like dirty, mossy. It's a very unique take on a green note. And then you get the sandalwood and the musk. So it's a very like simple breakdown. The original version is also amazing. When I run out of this one, I'm gonna get that one. I will say that I do prefer the Absolu version because it is more woody. It's very aromatic. It literally smells like it sparkles a bit. It's super classy fragrance. If you're into Coco Mademoiselle, give this a try. Down to the last two, we have Guerlain Mon Guerlain. This was another designer fragrance I was really impressed by. It takes a lot for me to be impressed by a designer scent, I feel, because they all kind of smell the same to me. This one's incredible, and I also totally recommend the Intense version. That one is more sweet, kind of like a distant cousin of Flowerbomb, is more appropriate for fall and winter. This one, amazing for year-round. This could be a signature scent easy. It's beautiful in all seasons. You predominantly get lavender and vanilla as well as woody notes. I, for the most part, hate lavender. I don't enjoy smelling it. I don't enjoy eating it. Like, I want nothing to do with lavender for the most part. But in here, it's good. And people love this. This is one of my top most complimented as well. This is the fragrance you reach for when you want a classy fragrance, but you don't want classy in the realm of Chloe or Chanel, because you're getting the classy element with that little bit of sweetness. So it makes you smell a bit more approachable. I feel like with Chloe and Chanel, you kind of have this like elevated, classy, like I'm busy kind of aroma to you. This is the girl that everybody likes. Like, she's not really in one friend group, but she talks to everybody. She interacts with everybody. She could hang out with anyone. She wears natural makeup, more everyday casual clothes, but she enjoys like dressing up a bit on nights out. She has an electric smile. Her eyes sparkle when she looks at you. You can't tell whether her cheeks are like naturally perfectly rosy or she always has blush on. She's the girl that got voted prom queen, not because she was popular, but because everybody genuinely loves her. That's this fragrance. And last, but certainly not least, is Parfum de Marly Delina. This is ranked on like another level of compliments. People can't get enough of this. Everybody compliments me on this. When I first tried this, I really liked it, but I didn't know if I needed a full bottle. It's so unique from anything I'd ever smelled before. Like, I had never smelled lychee in a fragrance before, and now, of course, you know, like all these other fragrances are coming out. I wore this to the beach with some friends one day, and the entire day, like, this scent was so strong, but in the best way, like not in a cloying, overbearing way. It just like filled everything with the smell of like roses, peonies, rhubarb, and lychee. It just filled the whole space, the whole beach. No, like the car on the way there and the way back. And, you know, like a couple yards away from me, like it projects. It has this beautiful floral light elegance to it. I just picture like a full-on gown with a train, and it has like ruffles to it. It has that red carpet special dress kind of vibe. And then the rhubarb really gives it this like zesty, tangy, kind of like sourness, but not in an unappealing like, ooh, this smells sour. Like biting into like a blackberry that's not ripe yet. You know, it has that like, ooh, a little sourness to it. And then the lychee also kind of has the same kind of vibe. You get this very unique fruitiness. I can't even describe lychee to you if you haven't smelled it. It's good. It's a very likable fruit. It's sweet, but has a little bit of sourness at the same time. This fragrance just sparkles. I swear, it's like pixie dust. Like if Tinkerbell were flying around in here throwing pixie dust, like this is what it would smell like. And that day that I wore it to the beach, I got so many compliments from everyone around me. It lasted throughout the entire day of me being at the beach, and like I swim in the ocean for hours, and it smelled incredible. I'm like, how does this smell even better like in water? And after that day, I just craved this scent, and I had to get a full bottle, and now it's one of like my top 10 for life, like all-time favorite fragrances. This screams feminine, it screams pink. How this bottle looks is how it smells. This legitimately smells like art. They killed it with this scent. This is absolutely timeless. Like this is going to be iconic and beautiful till the end of time, hence timeless. So those are all of my most complimented fragrances in my collection. Please let me know down below what your most complimented fragrances are. I want to try them out if I haven't already. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, if you want to see me in any more videos. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!